My name's Harrison.
I'm Catherine Anger.
So my name is Paul Rowe.
My name is Jason Wu.
My name is Noah Bosch.
My name is Malachi.
I'm Ellison Winterstein. When was I in Turn?
I was in Turn and Telecasters for all 3 years of me being at MSU.
I became producer of Turn in fall of 2021 and have been producing ever since.
I was Turn producer in the year of 2016, I believe.
I was part of Turn since my freshman year in 2014. Started producing in 2015, 2 years. Stopped producing in 2017, and then was special projects director at Telecasters for my last year.
A member of Turn kind of off and on until my senior year, where my senior year I decided to run for producer of Turn and got the position, and then worked as producer of Turn for that last year of college.
I joined Turn in spring of 2022 and became a producer in fall of 2022.
I was intern for a year, then I became a Turn producer for a year, and then I was EP for a year. I had to step down from being a Turn producer.
Turn is the only web show that isn't based in comedy, kind of. It is primarily geared towards the narrative side of the Com Arts College and also just MSU in general. Turn is where the short films are made, but while a lot of Telecasters is focused on sketch comedy, sitcom writing, and other elements of comedy, Turn focuses its area into narrative production.
First and foremost, on the surface, Turn is an outlet for any stories that you want to tell that aren't necessarily comedy. It's a great start to anybody looking to join Telecasters, not just the variety of content that we do that is outside of comedy, but also the focus on providing educational experiences in a variety of areas of film production.
When I joined, it had only just recently turned into a dramatic, short, video format. Before that, it was actually supposed to be a spy thriller, TV series. That's what it was supposed to be. Turn was originally a spy, series, whatever, but it didn't really work out. And then so they moved to a dramatic anthology series. People that wanted to experience movie making, being creative, writing scripts, and getting them done. I don't know, collective almost? Yeah, collective for people to try out filmmaking.
Unlucky Crossings, the one with Mason's cat, is always a classic. I think that was such a funny, specifically COVID piece, that could really only come out of that era. So it was really cool to see that and what you can do with so little.
From my time working at Turn, it's interesting to look back on having made I Don't Believe You.
Did you at any point in the relationship physically assault Anna Woods?
What?
You're completely overreacting over nothing.
Derek.
Where are you going?
Out.
Did you?
No.
Something that I knew was important when making it, but that was R's vision. It had a significance, this was something that was very important to Ara and a lot of other people. And I'm very happy that we made that. It was very difficult to make from not just what the subject matter is, but just a production standpoint. But I'm glad we made it.
So my favorite episodes for Turn content, I would say, are Unlucky Crossing, Oh How I Wish He'd Go Away, You Set Fire, and yeah, I think those are my answers.
I'm definitely very biased towards the Turn episode Too Easy, but that's because I wrote the thing.
The audition, I think, was pretty cool. I think we did that one at the auditorium with a lot of theater students at the time.
All right, let's try this again. Whenever you're ready.
Were you trying to say something?
I have had the shittiest day, but never mind, of course. You wouldn't care.
The plug was really cool. That was a crime thriller one with we shot in a diner.
You haven't even touched your food. starts with yours.
I remember when I first came into Turn, it was one of the smaller groups for sure, one of the more less known Telecaster shows. Me and the producer at the time, Jason Wu, we really helped kind of develop and evolve Turn into more of a, I don't want to say more prominent, but just a slightly more well-known and relevant show in Telecasters. And we just kind of helped develop it and foster it into a group that's really open to all. And we recognize this is everyone's in college, like everyone's busy with their own stuff. We don't expect the world out of anyone. We're just here to have a good time and just make some fun videos with some friends. And even now, I still think back very nostalgically on some of the videos we shot back in the day. Those were the most fun by far.
I have limited experience in that, but I do know that I'm guessing that it changes when the producers change, because the producers have such a big role in the direction of the branch. And I think since the last producer change, we've really tried to focus on film as a whole as opposed to just writing. I think that's the biggest way it's evolved since I've been here. And we're doing more ambitious projects, and I know that might be different next year.
So the Turn's vastly changed since I started. So when I was a freshman, once again, there was 2 people in it, and it was really just those people kind of trying to keep it alive. I would show up every once in a while, a lot of talking about ideas that would never really come to fruition. And it's tough to get a room of 3 people motivated to kind of do those things. So it's been really, really nice to see that base grow and to have a bunch of people in Turn, to now see all the dramatic content that's coming out. It's not easy to put out really any piece of media. Like every piece of media is a piece of work, but sketch comedy can lend itself to more formulaic, ventures and how you create it. We don't have a multicam setup with Turn. We don't have, a 2-minute script like we do with other shows. So seeing the amount of content that's coming out of it now and the consistency and the quality is phenomenal.
The advancement through Turn of like just joining up as a member and then sticking with it and becoming a producer, and then afterwards still being in Telecasters and watching Turn continue to grow. It was just nice to see Turn. I guess it was important to see Turn through all of those different eras. I have one of my jobs that I still work now from someone I met through Turn. It's had a great impact on my life.
My first shoot as a producer was for Out of the Corner of Your Eye. Really just like, it was like a sort of trial by fire moment where it was just like, I realized like that I was in the right place. And this was like content that I really believed in and really wanted to work on. Seeing so many people show up to Turn meetings, like I was told by like past producers that we were lucky to get 5 people in a room. And through, I like to think it was like through a combination of workshops and like keeping a variety of programming and like opportunities to learn going, that we were really able to build a Turn community as a show.
I think Turn influenced me the most by showing me how much I enjoy narrative production. Before, was really interested in sitcoms. That's where I wanted to start, so I joined the show. And while I still love that style of writing and production and post-production, especially since I was their head editor, Turn introduced me to not only the joys of making like short films and such, or short form content, but also how simple it could be. I kind of always viewed short films as like this impossible thing that takes a lot of skill and a lot of practice to create. And while it is, Turn gives you that avenue that was just sort of to show you the step-by-step process of this is how you do it. And it gave me the confidence to not only feel comfortable showing my scripts, and that's in turn producing for Turn, but also doing that work outside. I do content on my own now, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't join Turn.
Well, from what I've seen so far, the content's being put out this year, the future is very bright.
It seems like it's going in a really, really nice direction with its membership and the type of projects it focuses on.
I think the future of Turn is going to be like Turn has always been, experimental and wild, and it's going to go a bunch of places. That's the fun thing about Turn, at least one of the fun things. It's just, it changes so much from year to year. You get different voices in there, different influences. People come in with different reference points for what making a dramatic anthology series is, and you deal with world events like COVID and things like that.
Future of Turn is teaching production, learning how to write scripts, making a variety of content. And I think that's always what Turn has been and always what it will be. It evolves in a lot of ways, but that seems to always be the core values.
I think is the future. I mean, it's been a few years since I graduated now, so it's hard to say, but I would say, you guys are the future for sure. Like, it's just, I'm glad to hear that Turn is still going. It's a big group still going strong. And as far as I can tell from you guys, you're still learning from your elders and then passing on those lessons to the younger members. And as far as I can see, the future's looking good. It's already doing well. So
I think as long as people are still showing up to the meetings, as long as people like you guys want to make movies, Turn will be around always.
I'd say just keep on doing what you guys are doing, really, because it's like I said, it's really a safe space for people to explore filmmaking. Turn is, I don't know, Turn is special. You know what I mean?
I think it just depends on whoever takes over.
It's hard to say, and I can't really predict what Turn is going to be like. But I know no matter what, it will survive in some form.
In what capacity, that might range, but I know that there will always be that drive there and there'll always be that passion. So as long as there's someone, able to lead and able to make sure that, stuff gets done, Turn's gonna be killing it for a while.
I really like how it is expanding its content to focus on all sorts of different genres, different sorts of mediums. And I think that with how great of an experience it was to be in Turn meetings and productions last year, it can only expand on just the sort of inclusivity and accessibility to this side of the medium. And I think that's where I see it going, introducing more of that, anything you can do with Turn, expanding its horizons.
I would like to still think that now that we have this entrenched format of audio plays, that's something that can be continued in the future. Having one-pagers is a great way to put out content, but I would in the future think going back to some bigger productions would be beneficial. But yeah, I think whatever comes out of the future of Turn, it's still going to be a great educational experience for everybody involved, and it's still going to keep a great community going. I would like to think that in these few years that I've been here, we've left pretty good legacy for future membership. Yeah.